Hello, everyone. Welcome back for another episode of A Queen's Roundtable Show and Podcast. I am your host, Dr. Jacqueline Kabah Harrison. And this particular episode, we are interviewing the visionary author and a few of the co authors for The Beauty is in the Eye of the Beholder anthology, collaboration anthology. So I'm really excited. I'm going to bring the ladies into the studio with me in just a moment. So, again, make sure you tune in every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, is when the show actually airs. And you can join us either on YouTube, which is the A Queens Roundtable YouTube channel, or either the Realizing Your Potential television network, which is actually streaming on Apple TV, Roku TV, Amazon Fire. And the app is also available on Android as well as iOS and Spotify and Apple Podcasts. So there are a lot of ways you can join us. So you have no excuse. Download the app and check it out. All right. So without further ado, I'm going to bring everyone into the studio and you get to actually meet these young ladies, the Amazon #1 Amazon bestsellers. You get to meet them. So first we're going to bring on the visionary. Hello, hello, hello. Welcome, welcome.
Hello, how are you?
I am doing well. How
Well,
about yourself?
I'm doing fine. I just wanted to say, Dr. Jacqueline, thanks for having us.
Absolutely. I'm excited to have you all here. I mean, this is I can't wait to hear a little bit more about you ladies and the inspiration behind the project itself. So let's go ahead and start off by everyone introducing themselves. So Dr. Davis, you go first. I know you're the visionary behind all of this. So tell us a little bit about who you are, who you serve, how you serve, and what's the inspiration behind this awesome project.
All right, so my name is Dr. Tanya Davis. I am excited to be here. This project has been a wonderful blessing to all of us. It started as a vision of being in the beauty industry for 3 decades, over 3 decades, and just knowing the knowledge and wisdom that we carry along with us forever. And I just felt like the beauty industry needed some type of information out there. There was no book or nothing about the beauty industry far as present, and it's been a long time since we've had something like this. I think I want to go back to the movie Hair.
That's the movie. That's Chris Rock, right?
No, 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 no.
Okay.
Chris Rock did a project. He did. I'm remembering that now. He
Okay.
did do
Okay.
a project, had a lot of stylists participate in that. And it kind of went through, the hair shows and how we prepare for shows and some of the, information about hair itself and what some of the stylists do. Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, I can't wait to dive on in there. So, Miss Robin, go ahead and introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about you.
Sure. Hello, beautiful people. I am Robin F. David, and I am a inspirational speaker. I'm a certified life coach. Am Amazon bestseller for the second time. This opportunity allowed me to be two-time Amazon bestseller. So I'm very honored to be a part of this collaboration. I am the CEO, the founder, and remembrance of my youngest son who was taken away with gun violence. So we have the Golden Foundation is a memorial foundation in remembrance of my youngest son. So I'm the CEO of that, where my work is dedicated to helping women embrace self-love, self-care, and what I call sacred balance. So my approach and powerful approach into living in alignment with my mind, body, and spirit. So with over 30 years of experience in the beauty industry and the wellness industry, I've mentored women, taught women, teach women, school students, and professionals. So, on how to heal, then their healing journey, and also on the wholeness. So, in the beauty industry, it's given me the opportunity to help women to, love themselves, raise their families, run their businesses, and all those things. So, I'm a mother of 5 amazing children, and I have 7 thriving grandchildren. So, yeah, that's a little bit about me. So, thank you for letting me share.
Well, welcome to the show. Glad you were able to join us. So next up we have, let's get this right, Dewan.
Can you hear me? My mic. I try to get my mic. Can you ladies hear me?
Yes.
Mhm.
Okay, thank you so much. I feel so blessed to be a part of this anthology. Dr. Tanya, it was by the grace of God. We just kind of connected. It was just unreal. Like, in the middle of the night or something, in the they call it the fourth watch. But we connected, and I'm so happy that we did, because um I'm not I'm not a beauty artist, but I am a client. I come to the story as a perspective in the perspective of a client, and dealing with alopecia. Alopecia, of course, is a hair loss. Pretty much is the term hair loss, but some people have hair loss with cancer, and sometimes their hair can grow back. But ours is an autoimmune disease, and it can attack any gender, any age. And my heart really and truly goes out to the younger children who experience this autoimmune disease, because other children can kind of be ugly. And um, but my thing is just, to just give hope and love up. I like what Robin said, just I'm here to encourage and share my story. And this is just a glimpse of my story, but just to let people know that your hair you're not defined by hair, even though society and glamour and everything in the beauty industry, and they can. And I love my beauty industry, because they can make us, feel good about ourselves. And I love all of these beautiful women. They're entrepreneurs, they're beautiful, they're strong, they're vibrant, and they're uplifting and encouraging. So I totally love them, and I'm so proud to be a part of this anthology, to share it from a client perspective, to let others know that beauty. I love it's beauty is not beauty is in the eye of the beholder, but I challenge others to look in the mirror and behold the beauty of yourself.
Mm. I like that.
I like that too.
Mhm.
Well, it's an honor to have you on the show as well. Next
Thank
up,
you.
Jackie.
Good evening. Good evening. My name is Jacqueline Martin. I am in Dayton, Ohio. I am a licensed beauty professional, licensed cosmetologist. I have worked um, behind the chair. I have worked in the schools as an educator and as an administrator. And I am the owner and founder of Beauty Biz Masters, which is where I bridge the gap for new beauty professionals between skill and profitability. Profitability. I think I said that right. And I was introduced to this project by my beautiful friend up here, Miss David. Invited me to be a part of this anthology, and it was the perfect opportunity because that is where I made the firm pivot from being behind the chair to teaching and training and inspiring and mentoring other young beauty professionals that are just getting started in the beauty industry.
Okay. Wow. Nice. Okay. And I know that there's some other um, co-authors as well that were not able to be here. How many is it in total,
It
Davis?
is it is six of us, and
Okay.
we want to give a shout out to Miss Queen Sims and Queen Starms. They weren't able to make it tonight due to, job wise and classes and the whole 9 yards. But I just want to, when you put me on blast first, it's like I never tell people everything that I do, and I don't know why I do that. I think I just don't like bragging on myself, but I need to be tooting my own horn because I worked very hard, at what I've done. And so I want to add to that, of course, being in the beauty industry for over 3 decades, I've owned salons. I've been an educator. I've been a mentor over the years. I've done hair shows. I've did a hair magazine, and that's quite, in the industry. I've worked for P&G as an ambassador, and some other things. I did a play called Drama in the Shop. I mean, like I can go on and on and on. Of course, I hold 2 honorary doctorates. I in leadership and one in Christian Humane Letters. I'm a licensed minister. I mean, if I keep going, sometimes I forget what all I do.
Right, and that
Yes, go,
I
Dr.
know
Tanya.
exactly what you're talking about, Dr. Tang, because that's how I feel sometimes when I was thinking about introducing myself and Dr. Jacqueline said that, I was like, oh wow. It's just sometimes when you have to, and I was talking to the Lord about that today because I said, Lord, he said, Robin, but you certified in those things, you completed those things, you are, what you're saying, Dr. Tanya, all those things you have accomplished. And yes, that's what happens when you've been in the beauty industry over 30 years.
Right, and then my most proudest achievement is being a recovering addict celebrating 34 years. So,
Yes,
yeah,
yes,
it's been
that's
a lot,
awesome. That's
and
awesome.
it's been so much that I forget about everything I've done, until somebody else brings it up, or
Hmm.
a resume or something like that, or a bio. But God has been good, man. And God has, blown my mind several times over the years. And even with this project, because for one, when you write a book, you want to become bestseller. You have no idea how that's calculated, how it's achieved. We have to get out there and say, hey, can you download our book and the whole 9 yards? We don't know who's done it, per se. I have my children and my family members give me a receipt, okay, to let me know you really supported me because we really don't know who did that. And then
Hmm.
over the time period, like we were on Marissa's show, and she was from Dominican Republic, and she bought our book. So to know that someone internationally bought our book, we didn't know that. We didn't know that until she shared that with us. And so first and foremost, we want to give a shout out to all our supporters that
Hmm.
did help us achieve that accomplishment. And we did not only achieve one bestseller, we achieved two in two categories, and then we achieved three what was it, new release, and then we did top sales. So God was doing his thing over and above went over and above our expectations for sure.
Yeah.
And I'm just excited that he used us six to be able to accomplish that.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm.
Yeah. You are doing big things. This is wonderful. So tell me a little bit about, I know everyone, has a chapter in the book. So what is the, obviously I know you're not going to give away too much, but what is the main reason behind the book? Is it geared towards like women of color? Is it geared towards more seasoned women, or women of all ages, corporate women? Like tell me like a little bit more about who is your ideal person that you guys are trying to reach with the book, and what you want them to know.
Yes, our audience expands worldwide, okay? Because everybody gets their hair done. Everybody can relate, like even you. You're not a hairstylist, but just going to the salon to get your hair done, you've seen some things. You've seen the communication that goes on in there. You've seen, the guy come in and sell something, the person come in, the lady come in and sell the food and the whole 9 yards. My chapter is specifically for beauty industry professionals and letting them know that they're not just a beauty industry professional, but they're a global brand and how to think outside the box. Now, here's one of the testimonies that I love, and one of the things that were left on our site. She wasn't a beauty industry professional, but she got a lot out of our book. She said in her review that the book was amazing, and she could identify, even though she wasn't in the beauty industry, she can take that from a perspective of her just being in her own workspace, or even as an entrepreneur, to think outside of the box. And so in my chapter, I kind of use people like Jay-Z, Rihanna, to show that they came in through the beauty industry, I mean, through their industry as music professionals, but then also they expanded that and took their money and invested into clothing lines, perfume, makeup, and and sports, and bought teams and the whole 9 yards. And I was sharing that the money that we had made, we could have expanded that. You know what I mean? To become and have different streams of income. And on top of that, they gave back, so that's something that's important to me, or anybody, who are working, entrepreneurs, or doing anything. It's always good to reach back and give back, when you're being supported in all those areas. And so then I think the other girls, and I'll let them share that, they came from their perspective and their expertise and wisdom that they experienced in the salons in different facets of what their profession was, like from the skin, from the nail tech, from the beauty industry professional. As I think she's a trichologist, that talks about the scalp and how we get all these things that accumulate in our hair. And so just to bring that facet of everybody coming together, you got a lot of information in that book, and even stories, because we tell, we have stories, we have that story where, domestic violence, we have that story where divorce, we have that story because they share so many things with their stylists. And we're not just hairstylists. We show in the book that we are therapists, counselors, so we did a lot, and we want the people to know that we were worth more than what they thought we were also. So anybody can relate, as a woman and as a man too, because the men are wearing more styles than they used to wear first. Just a haircut, you got the men weaves and the whole 9 yards. And so they can identify with some of the things that we say in that book also.
Okay. All right. So I'd like to give you an opportunity to speak, and share what you, would like to share in reference to your, chapter, and what you're hoping people, will be able to take away from it.
Sure, I'd be happy to share. So, again, with over 30 years of experience in the beauty and wellness industry, as Dr. Tanya has said, and you have heard us say, we've had a lot of experiences. And with my chapter, once I really sat still with myself and I got to really what I wanted to write about, it was in this anthology. I had the privilege of sharing a deeply personal chapter titled The Move to Tennessee in the Family Changes. And so for me, because again, like Dr. Tanya said, and it's like I said, it's sometimes not so easy reminding yourself of all the things you've done, because it's not easy. It's not like you're bragging on yourself, but it's hard to say. I was like, but I have to get more comfortable in that space, because it is who I am. And that's what God is like. It is who you are, Robin. It's nothing like you're making these things up. It's not how you have this I forget what we sometimes deal with, the what is that imposter syndrome sometimes, right? Like, you really are this person, right? So in my story, And what in that chapter, I talked about the move to Tennessee because I had already did about, I had been a salon owner, freelance educator. I really was flowing. My income was easy and effortlessly. And so having to relocate, and I want to reiterate, I moved here by faith. So everybody, we all believe in Jesus. I believe that Jesus was gonna let me just come down here and flow like that, right? I was gonna move from Ohio. My network, this is what I'm trying to tell y'all. My network with 5 children and a husband at that time, which is my husband now. And we had our salon since we were kids when we got out of high school. So we was hustlers, period. And moving down here to the South from Midwest and living through that now, being a baby boomers, Gen X, whatever. Now I understand my grandparents are from the South. They migrated. That's a whole nother story. So moving to the South is a part of my chapter saying I felt some kind of way because it was not easy. It was very difficult having 5 children. We were making money every day. Even when my husband came, he had to build his clientele. So it was a lot of crying days for me. And so, so the move to Tennessee and the family changes. This chapter takes, would take the person, the reader, through one of the most transformative seasons of my life moving to Tennessee. As a young mother of 5 children, navigating pain and divorce. Because my husband and I from high school, we decided shortly, like maybe some months before our son was senselessly shot and killed in our backyard. So I had to live through that pain and that divorce, and also still build clientele. And so it has not been easy, guys, in this process of being an entrepreneur. So, but it is not just a story of pain; it's a story of resilience. It's a story of faith. Because I remember I told y'all, we believe in the Most High, believe in Jesus. Well, I definitely was believing in Him. So resilience, it built resilience, faith, rediscovering my purpose. So when you read my chapter, if you're a person that need to rediscover your purpose and how to keep your faith, it would probably be encouraging for you. I share how I turned challenges into stepping stones, building my career, my life focus on empowering entrepreneurs and inspiring others. That's what I've been doing ever since I came here almost 20 years ago. So, it's coming feeling like my second home, but again, it was challenging here for me in Tennessee. Today, I use my experiences to fuel my mission, helping women across the worldwide by I raise above how to rise above your circumstances, what I'm trying to teach women, and find their sacred balance. I call it sacred balance, ladies, because again, that is what it took from me. It took sacred balance, and that's meaning it was very personal. You know how they say in your vows, they say this is a sacred holy matrimony. Well, our life for me was sacred, so I call it a sacred balance, which is a theme that I'm known for when I'm helping women, and a powerful approach to living in alignment with your mind, your body, and your spirit. So that's who I am. And that chapter kind of tells everybody a little bit about me as that. And today I use the experience to fuel and help women, right? Whether it's from my nonprofit work or presently I have Wellness on Wheels. So I help women one-on-one and do events with women, teaching them about foot care, self-care, and learning to embrace their own self and loving their self. And I also have a podcast where I teach women about self-care and love. So that's the RFD Talk Show. And so that's a little bit about what you'll find out about me in that chapter, how I had to really, really trust the process and learn to love myself through it. And so here we are now, bestsellers, and I'm excited about it. So looking forward to all the other things that the chapter will help other women, and also how I could use the chapter and sharing it with other women. So that's my take on it.
And I like that sacred balance too. I like that.
Thank you. Thank you.
So, Dewan, You're up next.
Okay, I had my mic muted so I wouldn't disturb anyone. But can you ladies hear me?
Yes,
Yes.
ma'am.
Okay. Dr. Tanya and Robin, oh wow, that's a hard suit to follow. Um, my chapter is just basically about um. There are so many people that you don't hear of sharing their stories about being bald or having alopecia, and you ladies who are gifted in um, just helping us look our best, and and like Dr. Tanya would say, you guys are pretty much counselors and everything. So you guys like listen to our stories, and you relate to us, and um it's just a beautiful thing, and it just shows us that we have that support and help that we need. And like I said earlier, this autoimmune disease uh, affects children. It affects um, the elderly. And I've often gone out and people thought I was sick. No, I don't have cancer. My hair just doesn't grow. Okay. So that, but people sympathize with you if you go out and, you don't wear your hair, you don't wear a wig, you don't have hair, excuse me. You don't have hair. If you don't have hair and you wear a wig or a scarf, they think you're automatically have cancer. So that is a stereotype that that's kind of hard to navigate, but
Mm-hmm.
um I'm just happy to read my chapter. I'm happy to be a part of this anthology, to just let the beauty industry know how much they are appreciated. And when we sit in your chair and we tell you your stories about our struggles, and um, you guys are like artists. You can look at our heads and say, "Hey, we can do this or we can do that," and help us. That's a blessing. Me being from a rural area is really hard, but I belong to other alopecia groups. New York, Seattle, Washington, Nashville, Tennessee, just in bigger cities, and they're these trichologists, and they know their business, and they just you know they they know their art. They know their art, and they know their gift, and they just want to help. And I'm just so thankful for that. Not just for people with alopecia, but any person with you know that's just who they are. They just have the gift of making others they see they see what we don't see, and they can just make you beautiful, even though we're all beautiful inside. I don't get this twisted in the wrong way. We're all beautiful inside because we carry the love of the Lord Jesus Christ in us. But it's just that um when you deal with society, sometimes society can be kind of cruel. And we have this thing about beauty. But with these artists, with the true artists, with the true beauty artists, they just make us feel good about ourselves. And I'm truly thankful for that. And in my chapter, I just kind of let people know that you're not alone. If you struggle with hair loss of any kind, whether it's from cancer, whether it's from autoimmune disease, whatever, you're not alone. And there are people out here, um, beautiful people who truly care, and who are willing to, you know, pour their heart out and help you, and make you feel where you're comfortable, and help you feel beautiful about yourself, and not rip a hole in your pocket. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just thankful to be a part of this anthology, so that they can know that they're not alone, and God, they're still a child of God, and God still love them, even though this is, I always say that God knows the number of hairs on your head. I'm like, well, God, I don't have a whole lot of hair, but you still know the little strings up there I got, and you still
That's right.
love me the same. So,
And I
amen.
really want to piggyback off of her. Today, we're all wearing wigs. I have a wig on right now, and for the last 2 years, especially since COVID, um, I've bought more wigs, and so the thing about it is we don't just wear wigs because of issues. We wear wigs because we just like to look different, or or we just don't feel like doing our hair. You got a busy schedule, and you don't
Yeah.
have to run around looking like a chicken with their head cut off. Okay. And I love the fact that the men don't mind. I've gotten some information from them. They don't care about the weave. They don't care about the shortcut anymore. They don't care about the baldness. They don't care about those things anymore. They have embraced it too. So that's the beauty of their eyes of the beholder. And they allow us
That's
to
true.
be freer, because I remember in the beginning of my career, women used to cry because they wanted a certain look, but corporate America said no, or the husband said, no, I don't like your hair like that. And so it took out, their self-esteem down, and they just couldn't be who they really wanted. And so I thank God over the years that expression has been able to open up worldwide on whatever you do with your hair. Now, they will say this, long as it look good. They say some people keep their weave in too long, and those things. Other than that, they have embraced it, and the world has embraced it. You see the facet of many hairstyles, from being bald. Like Dawn doesn't have to have a wig today. She can smile with nothing, because there's people who don't have an issue, will cut their hair all off and just wear it that way. If that's how they feel it, this is what they want. They put that attire together to rock it out. And so I love the fact that, in the beauty industry, you can wear and be and whoever you want, and some of the men will say, my wife, she'll go buy a Barbara and he'll get excited, and then she'll go buy a Kim, or, different name. They naming the hair on the wig heads, you know what I'm saying? And the guys know the names. So, that's the beauty of it too, that we see through all the issues and allowing people to express themselves.
I'm just thinking about, you said they'd be naming them, huh?
They come in the supply and say, hey, my wife, she's coming to get her a Barbara. Hey, and then I look at it like this: men don't have to cheat. You can just become something different, because they might get bored and tired with you, and then you come home looking new and looking different, and they're all excited again. And you have those type of relationships and marriages that do that.
Okay.
Yeah.
I hadn't really thought about that. Okay. All right. Miss Jackie.
Yes, I totally agree with you, Dr. Tanya. That is one of the freedoms of being in the beauty industry. I hate to look the same all the time. I've gotten to the place where that's kind of boring. And my husband will tell you, over the years that we have been together, I have been Dominique, I've been Jackie, I've been Lisa, I have been Chloe. I have been all the things, just because I don't want to look the same all the time. At a previous job, I had a coworker. I changed my hair so much. My coworker, after he got to know me a little bit better, he was like, I thought you was on the run from the law. That's why you change your hair all the time. And I couldn't do nothing but fall out laughing, because I never thought about that.
Hilarious.
And I was like, no, I'm not running from the law. I just don't like to look the same all the time. I'm just saying. But My name is Jackie. I am a licensed cosmetologist. I have been in and around the beauty industry over 30 years. Like the other ladies, I have worked behind the chair. I have worked in all disciplines of my license. My first love is hair. I love skin, and I will do a manicure. I will do a pedicure, but that palette is too small for me, and I leave that to the nail experts that are my very close friends. That's not my thing, but skin and hair are my first loves. And my chapter of the book talks about the 4,000 hours that I spent in beauty school when the state of Ohio only required us to have 1,800 hours. But the process, I started this process when I was in high school, and then I graduated from high school. And you know, when you young and 18 years old, you don't always know which direction you want to go. So I started that journey, and then I decided, no, I made a hard left and joined the military. So I am a Army veteran that has seen quite a bit of the world. And in that journey, I was deployed to Desert Shield, Desert Storm, and our mobilization point was in Fort McCoy, Wisconsin. And during that time, that area was majorly influx with troops from all over the United States, and a lot of them was melanated, like the beautiful people on this panel. In the area of Wisconsin that we were in, the most melanation that they had was in the cows. Okay. And after being deployed and living in the desert for 6, 7 months, when we got back home as women, we wanted to do our hair. We wanted to, we've been living in a tent in the sand for months. And so we were on our way home. We wanted to look and feel like women again, you know. So we piled into a vehicle to go find somewhere to get our hair done. And we went to at least 5 or 6 different salons in the area. And the responses that we got from the melanemic women that were in those salons just broke my heart. And I was able to see the money that they left on the table, being unable to service textured hair. And that brought me back around to the beauty industry, inspired me to go back to school again to get my license. And moving forward, the story then talks about some of my experiences that I've had as an educator, because I worked behind the chair, but I also worked as a educator, and I worked on the administration side in the education in the beauty, in the cosmetology school, and what that journey was like. And I enjoyed mentoring and teaching the senior artists that were getting ready to launch their careers in the beauty industry. I really enjoyed that, and I got to see where they could grow. But then in doing that, I also identified that a lot of the people that came through my class were 18 years old, and some of them had never even had a job. But those were the same ladies and young men that were talking about getting their cosmetology license and going to open a salon, and didn't have any kind of business knowledge. So they have the techniques, and they have the behind the chair techniques and styles. But when it came to the business of beauty, that is where the lack, unfortunately, it still exists. And so that is the niche. When I transition from behind the chair, that is the niche that I am transitioning into, talking about the beauty the business of beauty. And it's great that you know how to make beautiful styles, but if you don't know how to take care of your books, and you don't know how to market, and you don't know how to find your niche, as they say, there's riches in niches. If you don't understand that this is a people industry and we serve hair, nail, and skin, if you don't understand the basics of customer service and chair size service and bowl size service, creating an experience for your clients, this maybe not maybe this may be not the industry you want to be in. And my story is still evolving even today because I love the industry. Outside of the medical industry, our industry is the only one that actually touches our clients, and there's an energetic exchange. And so you even need to manage that because you take that home. Energy is not lost or destroyed, it's just transferred. And so that's a whole other experience, and you need to know how to manage that because we are people and human too. And taking on some of those stories are heavy. And I'll say this, I'll share this story that broke my heart. I worked in I worked as a skin therapist and a makeup artist in a major store, and myself and my coworkers were standing helping some customers, and we seen a lady come into the store, and she looked frantic, and she was looking around to see whatever it was that she was looking for. So we went over and asked her how we could help her. And this lady said to us that she was looking for some makeup. It was around this time of the year. She was looking for some makeup for her and her husband to not appear pale and deathly because they both had terminal cancer and were preparing to take pictures for the holidays and were almost sure that these would be the last holiday pictures that they would be alive to take, and they didn't want to appear as ghostly or pale or gray. You know, when you have a certain forms of cancer, you kind of can start looking appearing a certain way. And we helped. By the time she left, she was beautiful, and we told her that if she brought her husband in, we would help her, help them both take those pictures, be prepared to take those pictures. And even today when I think about that, it makes me tear up because what do you say to that? And I'm thankful because I had the skill and the knowledge to be able to help her through that painful time. I've also walked with several women that have had cancer, having the honor and privilege of helping them when they start their chemo treatments, being able to hold their hand and walk with them through shaving their hair off and walking through them through their chemo treatments and taking care of the scalp and helping them when the hair regrows. I have had some awesome experiences with different women, and being able to create the environment that they were comfortable enough to share, to bare their souls to me, is just the beauty of the whole. That's the beauty of it all. That's the beauty in the eye of the beholder. And with that, I'm going to shut up because I can go.
Exactly. Yeah, girl. Okay, I'm done.
All of you. So
That's been my best friend for a long time, y'all. Can y'all imagine her and I talking? We could talk all night.
But you know what? That's the beauty of it because this to me is volume 1. We have so many stories, and that can take this book volume 2, volume 3, volume 4, volume 5. To be honest,
Okay, I like
I'm
it.
just excited what God is going to do with this situation because it's a lot, and it's relatable, as you can see, Dr. Jacqueline, that anybody can relate to these stories, and see themselves some form or fashion throughout that book. And I think that's the joy, because when they get to that part, certain parts they read, they chuckle because they know that to be true, or they've experienced it, or they know about it, and the whole, or they know a cousin or uncle. I mean, whatever. It's just so broad. So to put us in a box, we can't do that. And to say that our audience is just for women, no, I've had a guy read the book and he just chuckled through the whole thing, and got a little sensitive, of course, about Dwan's chapter. And I think when God sent her, that was actually the icing on the cake, because we want to hear from our clients, and to come with that story that resonates around the world, from regular people to celebrities, it's kind of like it has no name on where it touches itself. And then, of course, some of us have put ourselves in the predicament to lose hair, not having it properly installed, or even braids being too tight and the whole 9 yards. So this book, you're going to find something in there to enjoy, whether you're in the industry, not in the industry, you're a client, or, educator, makeup artist, massage therapist, whatever that picks up this book, they're going to enjoy it.
Wow.
Amen. Amen.
This is exciting. So, you know what? I want to say, this has been a pleasure really talking with all of you, and, learning more about what you're passionate about, and just the project itself. And I totally agree. I think it is going to touch so many people across the globe, and you guys should be really proud of yourselves. I mean, really, just congratulations again. Amazon bestseller. I mean, that's what did you say, in 2 categories, 2 or 3 categories? That's awesome.
Bestseller in 2 categories, new release in 3 categories, top sales. So out of 6 categories, we got 5. Let's just say that.
Yeah, that's just
Glory to God. Glory to God.
We got 5. Yeah.
Congratulations, ladies. Glory to God.
Let's just
So
say
if
it.
someone tell everybody, one, where they can grab it. I'm sure obviously Amazon, but just let everyone know a little bit more specifically about how they can get their copy. And is it hard copy and what's the other one, ebook or digital as well?
Yes, it's both. Yes, it is both.
Okay, so it's available on Amazon.
Yes.
And
most book outlets, and we don't have the list, but I'm more than sure we're on most of them. And then also we have our individual websites that we have them on, and just a slew of things to get it out there. People are going to know about that book for sure. And again, we thank you for having us on your show, because that just spreads the word even more. You see a book, I would say this, the cover makes you pick it up and say, what is this? You know what I'm saying? And I think it speaks for itself, and it was beautiful. It's like when somebody show you something, you're like, that's it. That's it right there. And
it is very, very captivating.
Captivating. Yes. So again, I'm excited where God is going to take us. I think it's going to be, again, internationally and globally, as what we've spoken to the book itself anyway.
So
Thank you so much.
Oh,
so individually, I guess they can say where their book, is being
right. So everyone let everyone know more specifically about, where they can follow you, what platforms you're on and so forth. So let's Robin, Jackie, Dr. Tanya, and
Dwan.
Mm-hmm. Had to come and think about how to it there. Okay, go ahead, Robin.
Oh, thank you again. We really appreciate. Thank you for letting us share our story tonight. It really meant a lot to us. And you can find me. You can look for me on Facebook at Robin David, or on Facebook at RFD Talk. So those are two platforms on Facebook. Instagram, you could go to Wellness on Wheels. That's my platform on Instagram. And YouTube is RFD Talk. Those are the places where you can reach me. If you want to order a book, you can always DM me or inbox me, and you can get one personally signed.
Okay.
Thank you again for letting us
Thank
share my
you.
story. Thank you.
Hello again. You can find me on most platforms at The Lady Motivator, or you can connect with me at beautybizmasters.com. Beautybizmasters.com. That is where you will find you'll find out more about me, and you'll be able to order our book from that location also.
Awesome. Thank you.
You can find it on Amazon and at most book outlets, but then also I have it on my women, or I like for you guys to go see, go through that platform so you can see all the amazing things we do for women in the Nashville and surrounding areas community. And then also you can buy the book on that site too. So I'm excited. Women around Nashville.org.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. And last
Thank
but
Duan.
you. So
definitely,
I'm learning from all of these ladies. I'm gonna just keep it real and authentic. I've never been here before, so I'm learning from the rest of the ladies. But you can find me on Facebook and LinkedIn at Dwan Avent. AV is in Victor ENT. And Instagram I always have those weird platforms, but anyways, Sweetie 2318, SWEETIE 2318 on Instagram. And my email is dwana at hotmail.com, dwana at hotmail.com. And I just want to thank you for our beautiful host, who so graciously presented us tonight, and all of my anthology beautiful women who have definitely inspired me. And you guys have been my encouragement. And I thank God for all of you ladies.
Thank you.
yeah, well, thank you.
Dr. Jacqueline, can you imagine coming into, a situation, never wrote before, and then she skipped over author. She's best-selling author. And I think that's the beauty
Nobody but
of her
Jesus.
decision there.
Well,
Nobody, okay? Nobody. Hey, I had 3
Nobody
books
but
out there
Jesus.
before I became best-selling. And look, best-selling author, okay?
Glory to God. Glory to God.
well, well, it's been a pleasure, ladies. Thank you so much again. You have joined us today for the Eight Queens Roundtable Show and Podcast with the visionary author and a few of the co-authors from The Beauty is in the Eye of the Beholder anthology project. Grab your copy on Amazon. Make sure you follow these young ladies, connect with them, and stay inspired. Just stay inspired. Remember,
Yes.
Queen's Roundtable Show streams every Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until next time, everyone, I want to say stay warm. I'm in Michigan, so stay warm, stay blessed, and
Thank
stay
you.
inspired. All right, everyone.
Thank you, ladies. Thank
Thank
you. Bye
you.
Thank
bye.
Thank
you.
you.
God bless. God bless. Thank
God
you.
bless
Good
you. Good
evening.
night, ladies.